seated. My dear brothers and sisters, it is wonderful to see that this year we are able to have a beautiful celebration of the feast of the Santo Nino here in our country and in many different places around the world where there are Filipino communities. Hindi po ba, mga kapatid, kamangha-manghang makita na ngayong taon ay nakakapagdiwang na tayo ng kapistahan ng Santo Nino. In the past 2 years, we have not been able to have this kind of celebration in different parts of the country. Ngayon, nakikita natin may sinulog na. Sa Tondo siguro ngayon, simula kaninang madaling araw, tuloy-tuloy ang misa, oras-oras. Sa Pandakan at sa iba't iba pang lugar ng bansa, nagpapasalamat tayo sa Diyos sapagkat nakakapagdiwang na muli tayo ng sama-sama. And this is the message of our first reading today from the book of the prophet Isaiah, that from the worst of times can come the greatest of blessings. Even in the darkest moment of our lives can come the greatest light. This is the prophecy of Isaiah in our first reading. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. And those who dwell in the land of gloom, a light has shone to them. Kapag tayo po ay dumaan sa pinakamatinding pagsubok, doon natin nakikita lalo ang pinakadakilang biyaya. Kapag dumaan tayo sa pinakamatinding kadiliman, doon lalo natin nakikita ang pinakadakilang liwanag na bigay ng Diyos. I am sure our celebrations today are exceptionally happy and joyful because for the past 2 years, we have not celebrated. We have been in darkness and gloom. Noong isang araw po ay mayroong lumapit sa akin dito. Lumalapit pa lang siya, ay naiiyak na siya. Natakot ako, akala ko may ginawa akong masama sa kanya. Sabi niya sa akin, Father, I came from the US. For the past 2 years, during the lockdowns, I have been watching the online masses of the Manila Cathedral. I am so happy to see you. That is why I am crying. I thought I will never be able to see you after this pandemic. Alam niyo ko, first time may naiyak na nakita ako. Sana sa saya at hindi sa inis. Pero first time na may nakita ako at naiyak, sabi ko nga, kung hindi pa nag-pandemic, hindi matutuwa ang mga taong makita ako. Buti na lang, dumaan tayo sa ganitong kadiliman. And we are able to appreciate each other more. I have been noticing that there are many today, people who come from abroad, Filipinos who come home from the US, Australia, Europe, and other parts of the world, Filipinos are coming home for their maybe family reunions. And I am sure when you see each other, you will also cry in happiness. Because after 2, 3 years in this pandemic, this may be the first time that you are seeing again each other. Baka dati naman ayaw nyo namang makita yung kamag-anak nyo na yan. Dati kapag uuwi kayo, naku di na, no? Uutang lang naman sa akin yung kamag-anak ko. Hindi na ka-uuwi. But after undergoing these 3 years of darkness, you are able to say, you are also a blessing. My family is the greatest blessing. Dati ayaw kitang makita, pero ngayon dumaan tayo sa matinding pagsubok, nakikilala na kita, biyaya ka rin pala. From the worst of times, you can recognize the greatest light and the greatest blessing. In our second reading today, the message of St. Paul in his letter to the Ephesians tells us that from the simplest of persons, sometimes even from the worst of persons, come the greatest conversion. In his letter to the Ephesians, St. Paul was able to praise the church in Ephesus, even if they were a small community, even if they were a persecuted minority. St. Paul said to them, I have heard of how great your faith and your love is for one another. I have heard how great your love is that you have given hope to one another. Kahit maliit ang kanilang pamayanan, kahit na hirap sila sa pag-uusig ng mga tao, dakila ang kanilang pagmamahal sa isa't isa at ang kanilang pananampalataya sa Diyos. And I think this also comes from the experience of St. Paul. He was the worst person to be a Christian. In fact, he persecuted Christians. But from this worst person comes the greatest conversion story. He became the greatest missionary of all the disciples of Jesus. The worst person became the greatest disciple. Kaya po, kung sa tingin ninyo ay kayo na ang pinakamasamang tao, kung sa tingin ninyo ang sitwasyon na ninyo ngayon ang pinakamatindi at pinakamababang pinagdaanan ninyo sa buhay ninyo, diyan manggagaling ang pinakadakilang pagtugon natin sa pananalig natin sa Diyos. From the simplest of persons can come the greatest story of conversion. And lastly, in our gospel reading today, Jesus teaches his disciples through the little child in their midst that from the smallest of children can come the greatest love. Mula sa maliliit na mga bata, doon natin matututunan ang pinakadakilang pagmamahal. I am sure many of you have brought little children to be blessed in this Mass. I hope we do not just bring them to be blessed, but let us also learn from them, from their unconditional love. Hindi ba't ganyan ng mga bata? They love unconditionally. And we must learn from them the greatness in God's kingdom. Alam niyo po, minsan tayong mga nakatatanda pa, ang minsan nagtuturo sa mga bata ng conditional love. Minsan ay pinasyal ko ang aking 2 pamangkin at niloloko nila ako. Sabi nila, ang paborito mo yung mas bunso. No? Sabi ko, hindi, wala akong paborito. So minsan namamasyal kami at hinila ko yung aking paborito. Sabi ko sa kanya, bumili ka dyan, no? Pumili ka ng chocolate. So she got 2. Sabi ko, that 2 pieces of chocolate is only for you. Para sa'yo yan. Itago mo. Alam niyo, nagulat ako, sabi niya sa akin, no, the other one is for my sister. Sabi ko, no, that's only for you. Keep it. Do not share with your sister. No? As if I was telling her, you are my favorite. But no, she said, she insisted, you are bad, she said. This is for my sister. I want to share this to my sister. Sometimes we realize that the greatest of love can come from the smallest of children. We learn from them unconditional and the greatest love. My dear brothers and sisters, in this celebration of the Feast of the Santo Nino, we are reminded of greatness. That even in the worst and darkest of times, the greatest light and blessing can shine. From the worst of persons can come the greatest conversion story. And from the smallest and simplest of children, we can learn the greatest of love. Amen.